In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up digital locks in Google Forms. The first thing you want to do is get to your Google Forms. So if you're on the home screen, you'll see this little icon up here that's got all the little boxes. If you click on it and you scroll down, you'll be able to see the Forms icon, and that's what you want to click on to get on this main page that you're seeing now. So here we are at Google Forms. You want to start off by doing a blank form. And just a couple of quick things. You can edit the design and the color if you want to by clicking this, the little color palette. And you can change your colors. You can add a picture if you want to, any kind of background that you want to, however you want it to look like. So we'll just pick one of these for now. And then it just changes, you'll see how it just changes the colors. Okay, so then you will give your form a title by clicking here. So most of the time I just call mine, Breakout, or, whatever subject or topic matter that we're talking about. You can give a description here. I usually don't, just the way that I set up mine. This could be where you put your creative story or, anything that you want to do right here. So then what you're going to do is for your question, I usually give it the label of the type of lock that I'm doing. So the type of locks I do the word locks, number locks, direction locks, and I think that's it. So if we start off by just doing word lock, for an example, then you want to go over here, you want to change it to short answer, and you want to click required, and you do want to do response validation. That means that they have to enter it in correctly to be able to move on to the next thing. Okay, so since this is a word lock, if we're doing a word, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a word, it can be any combination of letters, whatever it is, whatever kind of code you want them to figure out. But you want to do, if it's dealing with words or letters, you want to select regular expression. And you don't want it to contain, I always do mine matches because that means it has to be an exact match. The contains, I think if they were to type, if your word was blue and they typed in red and blue, it would accept it. So I always do an exact match so that it has to be exactly what I want. And so the pattern here, that's where you type in whatever word lock you want to use. So whether it's a combination of letters or whether it's an actual word. So we'll start off, we'll just use the word blue for our lock. Custom error text is like a clue or a hint that will come up if they start typing it in or typing it in incorrectly. So for example, on this one, I may want to say use all capital letters. And until they get it right, that is going to pop up, and I'll show you what it looks like once we finish this. Okay, so that's pretty much it. You've set up your first word lock, or your first lock, and that's all you have to do for that. So to get another lock within this Google form, you go up here and you're going to click Add Question, and now you're ready to do another one. So now let's say we want to do a number lock. Okay, once again you want to be short answer. So out of all these to pick, you do want to pick short answer, and you can click number right here in this menu. So we do want to do number this time, and I always do is equal to. There's lots of options, but I always do is equal to, so it gets an exact match. So if they're doing, for example, if I've got some kind of combination lock or answers, let's say I gave them 3 problems to work out, and they got 3 numbers for their answers, and let's say their answers were 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so maybe they're separate problems, but those are 3 different number answers, and that's something that's all part of the breakout that they have to figure out. So a custom error text, I may put something like, don't put spaces between numbers. Okay, so just whatever hint that you want to give them to kind of help them figure out whatever lock that they are trying to do. So once again, make sure you put required, and then click the 3 dots right here and make sure response validation is checked. Okay, you can add as many of these as you want. You can do the direction lock where it's up, down, left, right, and that would just be considered a word lock, and you would just do the text and then they type in, the UDLR. But for right now, we'll just leave this one at 2. So if we're finished with this, so if you want to see what it looks like before we get to it, you can do a preview, and this is what the kids will see. So our word lock was blue. Notice how until we get all correct, the box is highlighted red, and it also gives our hint that we entered in. So once we type in, once we get the correct letter, that red box goes away, and that's how they know that they're correct. So our number block, no matter what we put in, so ours was 1, 2, 3. So if I did 4, 5, 6, it will not let us submit until we put in our correct number. So there's 1, 2, 3. We can click submit, and it says your response has been recorded. Now, we'll go back and we'll talk about how to put a message right here. So if you want to put a message, if you go to click the settings icon, click presentation, and your confirmation message is right here. So you could just say something like, congratulations, whatever you want to say, and then click save. So then once they submit it, they're going to see, if we go back through, we'll go back through real quick. So our word lock was blue. Oops. Our number lock was 1, 2, 3. And if we submit, there's our message. Congratulations. Okay, so now if this is something that you want to, I like to embed it on my Canvas page for my kids to do instead of sending out email. You're going to click send, and you can do send via email, and this is where you can type in your kids' email addresses, or just maybe one kid per group to get these pulled up. But like I said, I think the easiest way is to embed it in Canvas. So you want to click this little button right here. Here's your embed link. So if you click on it, it's going to highlight. You just copy. Okay, so it's been copied. And then if you go to Canvas, so here's just one of my classes. I'm just going to add it in right here. I'm going to go back and delete it later. But I'm just going to add a little section here. You want to add a content page. And you want to do new page. And we'll just call it, once again, we'll just call this our breakout page. Go ahead and click add. It's going to take us back to the main screen. So to get in and actually edit it, click on the breakout. And then we're going to go to edit. And what you want to do is we are going to embed this, which means the form is actually going to show up when they click on breakout. You're going to click on HTML editor. And then go right here, click in your box, paste that link that you just did. And if you go back to Rich Content Editor, you'll see that our Google form shows up. And everything's there, and then your kids can just enter it in, and it's easily accessible through Canvas. And then you'll click Save and Publish. And then now, there it is. And so you can still enter here. So once again, they will just see everything within their Canvas page. And so once they submit, right there's their congratulations message. And that's how you do the box using Google Forms.